Right, well, welcome back everyone. So while I was away on my last trip, I bought two Anycubic Kobra 3 V2 combos. Wanted to get another 8-color machine because I was basically tying up my Kobra 3 Max all the time. So I thought, things that I wanted to do smaller but in color, you do one of these. And it's kind of weird because when I was looking at the prices, if I was to get one of these with an additional Ace Pro unit, it was basically only $80 more if I bought two combos with an Ace in each, and then I'd end up with an extra printer for $80. And I was like, okay, well, what do you do with the extra printer? TPU, folks, and I see this on the groups a lot. TPU is not meant to go in the Ace Pro unit. I'll say it again. TPU does not go in the Ace Pro unit. It's in the instructions with Anycubic, and you will see people having all sorts of hell gumming up their Ace Pro units and having fun with the printhead. So I figured if one of those things exists on its own, I can just run a spool of TPU straight off the side and into it. So yeah, it'd be a nice idea. We'll see how that goes ahead. So anyway, never had one of these smaller ones before. I figure it's got to be similar to the Kobra 3 Max. So get my trusty scalpel out and pull this in, and let's unbox one of them and take a look and see what we've got inside. Now the 3 Max was pretty painless to set up, so I'm kind of hoping that this will be more or less the same thing. Once again, plenty of good packing. Off to one side there. See what we've got in the top here. User manual. Bag of goodies. Part of the single spool holder, and then the other part of it. What we've got here? Oh, got the display, data cable for an Ace Pro, one power lead, two power leads, because we've got the Ace Pro and the printer in the same box, so that's one for each of them. One power lead, one data lead. I mean, this is a, I don't know, what is it? Oh, that's the waste shooter. Slightly different design to the 3 Max. Let's put that to one side there. And, oh, that's interesting. There's a print head. Different design to the 3 Max printhead. That's got to be the cutter already installed on the side, which is quite nice because they're selling them with a Ace Pro. So, install this stuff already, because I do have a friend, Alfie, if you're watching this one, who put his Kobra 3 Max together and forgot to put in his filament cutter, and poor guy ended up actually throwing the filament cutter out because he didn't realize it was in the box, and then has to go and chase around and get another one. They've also got the 4 filament hub already screwed on with the Kobra 3 Max. There was a single hub on there, and then this came in the box with the Ace Pro unit, and you had to swap them out. So again, they've already taken care of that to make life easier. Oh, and there's a little light underneath. That's a good feature. So yeah, keep that safe. Let's move these things around. All right. Oh, and a little box. Let's see what's in here. Camera. Okay. So here's the cable that will go to the USB port on the side of the machine, just like on the Kobra 3 Max. This little thing here is the actual camera itself. It's got a cap on top. So remember to pull that off once you're ready to use it. You have to, assuming it's like the Kobra 3, the case for it is stored in a drive on the printer itself. So one of the first things you'll end up printing will be the case for the camera. You'll insert the electronics into the case and then you'll mount it on your machine. So until I can get around to doing that, let's just keep this safe. And not the world's best camera. I think it's only a 720 resolution on it, but the main purpose of it is just to give you something where you can monitor the print on your phone, and when they perfect the AI, it should be able to detect any issues and stop the machine if there's a major failure. Okay, so what else we got here? Let me pop that out. More packaging. Okay, so I've got the Ace Pro in here, which I can't get out because the printer's in the way, but they've got the main Z rails already assembled. Let's get this out of the box. Get them up here. Right, put them out of the way. Let's see what we've got. More packaging. Here's my Ace Pro unit. Well, that's nice having the gantry already assembled. Let's save a bit of work. Alright, so if you've never seen one of these before, this is the back of the Ace Pro unit. You got your on-off switch, your power, and there's the four ports where the Bowden tubes will come out and the filament gets fed out towards the printer. You've also got two data ports here. One will go into the printer, and then if you add a second Ace Pro to get 8 colors, the second unit plugs into the other data port, so they daisy chain off each other. Right now, only 8 colors are supported. I did email Anycubic several times just to see if they had plans to expand their firmware to allow more of these to daisy chain off, and they said they don't have any plans at the moment, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they do allow that to expand, because I really wouldn't mind 12 colors or even 16. Especially on that Kobra 3 Max, where I do a lot of multicolor printing and do a lot of wall art. You'd be amazed how quickly you use up 8 colors and wish you had a few more. So there's your 4 Bowden tubes, nothing else in here. That's where your spools will go in, maximum of 4, and they feed into these holes, like I say, out those ports in the back. So I'm just going to keep this in here and put that to one side. We'll deal with the Ace Pros later. What else we got here? Yeah. Now when you do manhandle these things, try not to grab these rods. The last thing you ever want to do is bend a Z rod. That will really rain on your parade and can really throw your prints out. So always make sure you hold it by these big metal parts or underneath and lift, but stay well clear of those Z rods. Take that off. Again, a bit more packaging just to protect the plate. Let's get them out. That's everything. Right, so when you get to this point, let's cut these straps free. Without cutting your fingers. Right, so when you get all that free, this is a golden opportunity. Oh, go one more of these things. There we go. This is a golden opportunity to check that everything is, and another one, moving freely on the printer. So to get your best results, you want to make sure that basically this slider, which the print head's going to go on, moves nice and evenly. There's no wobble on the rail, and if there is, there's an eccentric nut underneath here, and sure, somewhere in there will be a wrench. Yep, there they are, a couple of wrenches. You can adjust that slightly and allow it to slide better if you need to. This actually feels good as it is. Same thing for the bed, to slide forwards and backwards. Just grab it, gently move it forward and backwards, and you shouldn't feel any sort of grabbing. It shouldn't be loose. Yeah, that's nice and tight. There are some screws on the beds under here. One thing we recommend is making sure those are tight. On my 3 Max, a couple of them were a bit loose. I ended up tightening them up. Same here on the X arms. There's a couple of hex screws there. Make sure they're tight as well. And again, feel that move up and down. It shouldn't be loose. On the wheel should be right. Here we go. So right here, this one, a lot of resistance there because it's going to be holding this tight. This wheel is almost free spinning, so that tells me this thing needs to be a little tighter on the side there. So let's go and grab these wrenches. Now the eccentric nuts look like they're on the inside, so I'm just going to put this here and adjust this slightly until, there we go, I feel more resistance. There we go, that's better. Same with that. Okay. So there you go. Check the thing out when you first get it. It makes life easier. And I feel a lot better with that. So while I've opened this up, let's take a look what we got inside. So that's a nozzle cleaner. So if your nozzle does gum up, you can shove that up there and clear out any blockages. A spare nozzle wiper. There's already one installed on the back here. But when that thing wears out, there's another one. It's just got a little sticky pull off piece. Pull the old one off, put that one on. You're good to go there. I said 2 wrenches, which are good for doing your eccentric nuts. Keep them safe. There is a pitiful small amount of PLA filament, and every machine comes with this. I don't think I've ever bothered unwrapping one of them because there's just nothing to them. Just pop a full spool on. But there is enough there to at least do a test print and make sure your benchies comes out okay. What have we got here? This is your Bowden tube guide, and this will slide onto the end here. Push down hard. There we go. And it's got, oh, my cuckoo clock's about to go off, so excuse the noise there. It's got a hole there for 4 Bowden tubes to come up. So if you put your Ace Pro on this side, you run those tubes out, they come up through this, curve around, and they'll go into your print head and locate in the 4 holes here. So, and there's a additional hole here with a clip on it, and that's for your single filament feeder. So once you get your single roll on, which will come on the side here somewhere, I guess, and stick out, this shorter piece of tube will go into that hole, and then that will go normally into a single port hub, but in this case you've got 4 there. You can plug one in if you're not using an Ace Pro, and you will feed the filament from the spool holder up into this hole here, along the tube, and then into your print head. I do find it strange that they don't make a print head with the 5 holes just in case you're going to be using that additional one, because what it means is if you're using your 4 colors from that, it's going to take up all 4 of those holes. So if you want to use say your TPU, you're going to have to go to the effort of yanking one of those out and then putting this one in. And then when you finish with your TPU and you want to go back to normal color printing, you're going to have to do the same thing. You're going to have to yank that tube out. Now they do have some online that you can print new hubs, and they will have an additional hole so that you can fit that thing in permanently. On my Kobra 3 Max, and I'm going to fit it on here as well, I've got an 8 hole plus an additional spare hole model that will come on here, and that means I can have 2 Ace Pros hooked up, and if I want I can have this jammed into the center hole as well if I want to do some TPU or some exotic filament. We'll come to that later. Okay, these orange cables off on the side. One's a power and data cable, which will probably plug into this arm somewhere. This one is one you've got to be careful with. You notice these 2 slots here, they'll go into the back of this. I'll push that in hard. And then this will come over the top, and that's your data port and power port for your print head. So it's like, it looks like a USB-C connector. It isn't. And it'll plug in here. And yeah, and it looks like there's 2 screws to go with it as well, just to anchor it in place so it won't come out. Now, on that Kobra 3 Max, a little warning for you, I had this sat in the print head, and the vibration of the machine operating caused this to flip out, and then it went loose, and then it kind of sort of went to the front of the machine, and then when the plate was moving forward and backwards, it caught this cable pretty low down, and of course this is plugged into the print head, and then pulled on it, yanked it forward, and ended up pulling the print head off the rail. This wheel here actually came off. So I really don't 100% trust the way this sticks into that. What I ended up doing on the Kobra 3 was I used a lanyard attached to this top rail that kept it suspended. So instead of going through this, it was just being held up by a hook from here. And that made sure it could never fall down and never get caught. Whether I go the same route on this, I don't know. But, you know, I've been bitten once and I don't want to get caught out again. That really could have done some damage, but fortunately it didn't. It popped back onto the rail, and once I reset the machine, everything worked again. But yeah, it wasn't a good feeling. Right. What else are we going to do here? Oh, I was going through this. So we've got screws for the print head. So I'll be using them to attach that. Screws for the purge wiper. That's this little thing that's going to flick the bits of plastic across the room when you change colours. Those are for the touch screen. So I'll mount that. I'll need those. These little star-shaped things, these are just for keeping your Bowden tubes together. So they allow you to put five tubes, yeah, 5 tubes, and bring them all together as a tight wad instead of just having them spread out all over the place. They can come in handy. So hang on to them. A set of different size wrenches to help with the assembly and maintenance on the machine. Some lubricant. I love the way they put non-edible on you, just in case somebody's a bit, rides the short bus or whatever, I guess, looks at this and thought, oh, yeah, strange gel-like substance that came with a printer, I think I'll eat it. They'll put a warning on there saying, please don't. And there's other things you can do with lubricants that you probably don't want to do with this as well. So there's another word of warning for you all. Not that I'm judging you, it's 2025, do what you like, but yeah, just use that for the printer only. Screws for the print head cable, yeah, and a USB stick. So one of the beauties of these machines is that you can either print wirelessly directly from your PC, or you can export the files from your PC to the USB drive and plug it in somewhere. There'll be a port somewhere for this. Oh, what's this little pull-off thing? Ah, there it is. There's a little rubber cover here. And if I pop that down and spin it around, I've got yet another data port. Oh, in fact, that's the one for the Ace Pro. So that's great. I can put the Ace Pro either side. With the Kobra 3 Max, it was mounted over here, so almost intrinsically you put your Ace Pros over here because the port's there. This is mounted kind of in the front, so gives you a bit more choice on where you're going to be sticking that thing. And there's 2 USB connectors there. Now one of them you'll use with that camera. That's going to be awkward if the camera normally mounts here, and then the USB cable, I guess, will come down, plug into that, and then the spare additional port you can use with your pen drive. Okay. Let's open up the manual and start going through things in order. So, a quick product overview, which is basically what I've done here. Right, first thing, connect the print head cable. So, again, watching them Z rods, going to turn this around. I am going to try and put the print head cable in first. Alright, so let's take this, take my print head, and it can go in either direction, and just plug it into that slot and push in hard. That's so it ends up going flat and level with the top. So once you got that in, we're going to need print head cable screws, and there's 2 of them. Okay, and I'm probably going to need the smallest of the hex wrenches. Yep, sure enough, smallest one. And let's pop them in. One on either side. And then screw them all the way in so that cable can't pop out. Pain in the backside. Oh God, they're going deep. There's one. These are, don't have to worry about these coming loose. There we go. That's still a bit raised. Jeez. Come on, in you go. A couple more turns. There. Right, so we've got those fitted. Next thing then is to mount the print head. And it looks like there's 4 screws that will go into it. And there's 4 corresponding holes. So there's one there, and then these half moon shaped ones at the top. So let's find the screws for that. Here we go. Where are the holes? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to take the top left and right ones and just, if this trick works, put a couple of the screws in loose to start with, and then they should slide into those little crescent holes at the top. Let's get the right wrench for this. Yeah, there. There. There we go. So that makes life easy if you just put those in just a couple of turns. I'm not going to do these up tight because I've got to put those other 2 in. There's one there. And one more. There we go. Right, now I've got more located. I'm going to do these up tight. There you go. Make sure it's nice and solid, and that's good. So that's the print head installed. Next one, install the screen. Here's my touch screen. There's the screws for it. Let's have a look how this one fits. So let's get this bit of tape off here. Alright, this one says screw the screen on first. Move that cable out the way. Okay, those are going to go there. See what size these take. Yep, same as this one. Here's one. Come on, get in that hole. Straight. You can see why they wanted to put the screws in before the cable. Get the hard part done first. There we go. Right. Again, hellishly long screws. Nearly there. There. Okay. Right, data cable. This side facing the top. Okay, so if you look at the data cable, there's some writing on here. It says this side up. So make sure that when you plug it into the slot, that's the way you have it. There we go. There. Right. Now, I'll tell you this now. Where the data cable goes in, there's a gap above and below the actual port, which this cable will slide into, those gaps. So you might think you're pushing it into the port, but you've actually missed the port and you're going to put it into the gap. So make sure you get that connected right. Otherwise, when you come to power it up, your screen's going to be dead and you're not going to be able to do anything with your printer. So a little word of warning there. Alright, next thing, connect the X-axis motor cable. That's this orange piece here. So let's spin this round. And this connects on this arm underneath. So there should be a data port. There it is. And there's a little clip on this. This should go on the outside or facing forward. There you go. That's the data port connected. What else have we got? Oh, there's insert that little piece there, which I did earlier. And push the cable in, as it said. We've already done that part. Purge wiper. Okay, we need to connect the purge wiper. And it's going to go on the same side as the screen. Let's see how this thing goes together. Oh, bloody big magnet on that. Alrighty, so right, there's a little prong here that needs to go into a hole there, and then there's a screw hole right next to it. They try and make it as easy as they can to stop you messing things up. 2 screws. Okay, why are there 2 screws? A long and a short. Okay, interesting. Different wrench again. Okay, which one goes where? So M3 times 8, M3 times 10. So the longer one goes up, shorter one goes in. That one goes like that. And then there's a hole under here. So I'm guessing that's where it goes. Yeah. There we go. Okay, that's nice and tight. So that's that one. Okay. It's pretty good. What else we got here? Install the purge Wi-Fi. Yeah. Install the filament tube. Alright, well, I'm not going to do that now because I've got to go and set up and work out where I'm going to put this thing and these 2 Ace Pros. I'm going to have to find some space for them. The single spool holder. What do I do? Ah, over here. So 2 pieces to that. That screws in like that one. And then this, here we go, just slides down on that notch there. And that's where you can put, say, your TPU. And as I say, this would end up going into the printhead, so you would feed from here, up under here, into this tube, around and in. Hey presto. What else have we got here? Install the camera. Okay, so once again it says first print out the camera bracket. So that'll be one of the first test prints we'll do on this. We'll make the camera bracket, and then we'll go through the camera installation, which, as I said, I spotted where it clips in, so we'll do that later on. And then of course install the Ace Pros. So I'm also going to make a 8+1 print head to replace this one as well, and we'll fit that, and then we'll get both the Ace Pros up and running. Alright, so we're going to stop there for the moment until I position this somewhere, and then we'll go through the rest of the setup process. Thank you.